What's up, brothers and sisters? I'm Brother Tez One with Out of All Your Boxes, bringing you another video today. Today is April the 2nd, 2020. This will be on the What's Trending playlist inside of YouTube. And the topic today is homemade hand sanitizer and homemade disinfectant. The recipe that I'm going to give you today, I will be using Everclear. I don't want to use my 91% alcohol for this, but we did for the non-bleach disinfectant. We did use alcohol, and as I go through this recipe, I'll explain the difference between the disinfectant and the hand sanitizer. So this right here, the base or the primary ingredient for this hand sanitizer is going to be Everclear. Yeah, this is Everclear. 190 proof grain alcohol, 95% alcohol by volume, 750 milliliters. So we'll get to that and get to the recipe in a minute. But please actively share, thoughtfully comment, and subscribe to this channel. This video and a whole lot of other videos are found on this channel. And you can also check us out on my website or on our website at www.ooayb.org. Again, that's www.ooayb.org. And that stands for Out of All Your Boxes. That's the name of my organization. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has been the first thing that we have kind of been active on. So this is what we're doing. So let's get into it. So again, this is a homemade recipe. This recipe is based on the World Health Organization's ingredients. If you go out there on the WHO's website, they have a formula sheet for hand sanitizer and disinfectant. That can be found. It's a PDF form. Babe, can you give me that recipe real quick? It's what? 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 10 pages long. But the first 2 pages, first 4 pages or so, is really only all you need. The rest of it is basically how to store and all that stuff. Today, I'm going to be making a small batch. The batch that is on here is for 10 liters, or about 3, I think it's what, about, the batch that's on this form is about 2.5, a little over 2.5 gallons. So I will not be making that much at any given point in time. I do plan on trying to maybe sell this at a low cost, or even donate it to hospitals as I see fit. But this is how you do it. So again, the main ingredient, let me level that out. The main ingredient is going to be Everclear. So I probably need something to stir this with. Is there anything in particular you want me to stir this with? The whisk. Okay. So I was authorized to use a whisk. So we're going to pour this entire bottle of Everclear in here. There's several different recipes out there. And we'll talk more about those recipes in a minute. I've posted one already on my Facebook and have been posting it. And as you can see, I just poured this entire bottle of Everclear in this bowl for my mixture. All right. This is consumption alcohol. All right. I just bought 2 bottles of it from the liquor store. It ranges between $15 and $17 depending on where you buy it at. Now they do sell this in gallon. I chose to get 2 750 milliliter bottles because that is what I did my formula for. So I wanted to make sure I had the exact amount that I had the formula for. So the next ingredient is going to be the hydrogen peroxide. So again, let me just back up real quick. This Everclear is 95% alcohol. 95% alcohol by volume. So what that means is this is good enough to use according to the CDC and according to the World Health Organization. They're saying that I believe it was either 60 or 70% is good enough to kill coronavirus. So this is 95%, so this is more than enough to kill it. All right. Now the recipe that the WHO has says 99%. You won't be able to purchase 99% alcohol as a consumer, and if you can, I think we looked at one that was willing to sell it to the consumer, but they're saying that don't use it for rubbing, for this purpose, for hand sanitizer. So if you don't use ethanol or Everclear, you can get the isopropyl or regular rubbing alcohol. But I found in my research that has been real difficult to come by. Most places are out of it. If they have it, it's only going to be in a 16-ounce volume. All right, so again, that's the alcohol, the Everclear. Now, the next ingredient we're going to use is the hydrogen peroxide. Again, this is the World Health Organization's and the CDC's recipe. So this is going to be approximately 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons. All right.
No small.
So that's 1.
Aren't you watching Pepsi? Why do you need that? No, go put that back.
2.
Go put it back.
3 of hydrogen peroxide. Okay, 3 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide, 3%. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the only volume you can buy of hydrogen peroxide. Fortunately for us, we already had pretty much, I guess it's about 2/3 of this bottle already in the house, and I actually bought another bottle prior to everything going out of stock, because again, just like everything else, I saw it coming, so I kind of prepared. But if you can't get hydrogen peroxide, if your store doesn't have it, like I said on yesterday's video, wait till Tuesday, go into Walmart early in the morning at 7 o'clock, and they had bottles of peroxide when I went on Tuesday. I just didn't buy it because I did not need it, because I had bottles at home. All right, so that's 3 tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna do, and I'm actually gonna do this out of order of my recipe, is calling for a 1/2 cup of water. A 1/2 cup of water. All right. I'm using distilled water. You want to use distilled water for this, or boiled water for this. All right. So it's calling for 1/2 cup of distilled water. So that's a little bit more, and that's fine, because it's actually a 0.51 cup. All right, of distilled water. All right. So that's that. And the last ingredient I'm going to be using, and the reason why I saved this ingredient to last is because this is the one, and this is the one that a lot of people, if you look at the World Health Organization's recipe, or if you look at other recipes that's out there, there's various different ingredients than what I'm using. I'm going to be using raw honey. I bought this bottle, I think it was like $6 or $7 from Walmart. It's way more than enough to do what I need to do today and to make several other batches of this going forward. So this is going to be, if you get the World Health Organization recipe, this ingredient is the alternative. It's the alternative to glycerol or glycerol. If you've also seen the recipe that I put out there yesterday, is also the alternative to aloe vera. All right. If you go and you look for glycerol or glycerin or aloe vera, you're gonna find that they're difficult to come by, just like with the alcohol, just like with the peroxide right now. All right, because everybody's probably making these recipes. All right, but honey is also, and I'm gonna give you the word so you can look it up, so you know that I'm not just making shit up. It is called a humctant, and that's humectant. Again, humctant. Humctant, yeah, something like that. I can't say the word. It's one of them medical scientific words. It's humectant. And if you Google that word, you'll find that glycerin, aloe vera, honey, egg yolk, and several other different things that you'll be surprised at can be used for this. And on this instructions, it specifically says glycerol. That's the ingredient they have on this recipe, used as a humectant, but other emollients may be used for skin care, providing they are cheap, widely available, and miscible in water. And alcohol do not add any toxicity or promote allergy. So if you got a honey allergy, I would suggest that you use something other than honey. All right. If you got a aloe vera allergy, use something other. You probably want to use honey in that case. If you got an allergy to both of them, you'll probably want to try to use glycerol. If you got an allergy to all three of those, you see where I'm going with this. There's more than one option out there for these hand sanitizer recipes. Again, the primary ingredient is your alcohol. All right? If you can get the alcohol, you're 90% there, believe it or not, because the hydrogen peroxide is optional. The honey, aloe vera, glycerol are all optional. Now, what the honey does, it makes it, I guess, a little thicker. All right, and then obviously water. All right, but if you got the alcohol, you already cooking with fish grease. All right, so now I'm gonna put the honey in there, and for this recipe, it does not call for a lot. All right, it is literally 1 tablespoon. Actually, I'm gonna use the 1 tablespoon. It's a little bit more. It's about 1 1/10 tablespoon. Take the paper off here real quick. Uh-oh. I don't want to come off. I'm trying not to spill this. Yeah, if you can give me that. So on yesterday, I wanted to do a video on disinfectant, but I gave her the instructions to do it, and I did not tell her I wanted to videotape making that. So that stuff actually got made yesterday. That's why it's already bottled up here. But like I said, the only difference between the hand sanitizer and the disinfectant, the non-bleach disinfectant, is the only difference is that we don't have this third ingredient. You'll still have the alcohol, you'll still have the water, you'll still have the hydrogen peroxide, but you won't have this humectant or emollient, however you want to call it, which in this case is honey, aloe vera, glycerol, whatever the case may be. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here, and we're looking at a little over a tablespoon. That's about right there. And you're gonna get that in there good. Get as much of that honey off of there as you can. And of course, it's pretty thick, so. And I might just make a small squirt drop just for good measure. Just because I got so much of it still on my spoon. So at this point, I'm going to take my whisk and try to get down in there and get some of that. And just whisk that around. And that's all I'm doing, just gonna whisk it around. Nothing fancy. And I got get the empty jug that I'm gonna put this in. And I'm gonna kind of give it a good shake, and then I'll transfer it to my small bottle, and we'll see what we come up with. And it's still kind of thin. And what you want to do, once you mix this up, you want to give it about 2 or 3 days to set before you use it. That way, the alcohol kills anything. And this, again, I'm not just talking to be talking. This actually comes from the recipe. You want to let it set up for at least 3 days. And what that does, it gives the alcohol to kill anything that might be inside this bowl, that might be on the whisk, that might be in the bottle or the jug that I'm gonna put it in. It gives the alcohol to actually time to kill it. All right. So I'll just give this a little bit more of a whisk, and if y'all can see that, which you probably can't, it does have bubbles to it. I imagine that is the hydrogen peroxide probably interacting with that honey, and we're gonna transfer this into the jug. Now, I'm actually gonna end up putting this in the refrigerator because it said it needs to be stored in a cool place, obviously because it is mostly alcohol, so therefore it is flammable. Babe, can you help me? Tanja. So we're gonna transfer this to this jug.
Oh, I didn't know you was doing that.
And it smells like it. You don't smell it? You can smell it, can't you? It's loud. So, you wanna pour it, or you want me to pour it? You better at pouring it than me. So we're just gonna pour that in there real slow. Don't miss it. Hold it up a little bit. There we go. Oh, come on now. We're wasting money. Hold it up a little bit. Hold it up, Tom. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up.
It is up. I mean, I don't want to dump it like
It's
that.
all right. So that doesn't look like a lot, you know, but that's enough, you know, for this. That should get you about that's about what, 31 ounces right here. So if you do little 2-ounce bottles, you should have enough to make about 16 of these small personal size bottles. And actually, I think this bottle is actually smaller than 2 ounces. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this personal size bottle that I had, and all this was a bottle that was being used for something else. I washed it out, and put that in there like that. And with both of them, I'm gonna give them a nice little shake. And like I said, I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. I can already tell it's kind of sticky. So that might be something that might not work for everybody. Boom, just like that. And all I did, I didn't open it up full blast. It's still kind of liquidy. Just put a small dab in your hand to get you going. And that's pretty much it. Now, the only difference, again, between the hand sanitizer recipe and the non-bleach alcohol disinfectant is we're not using the honey, aloe vera, glycerol, that ingredient. You're still using the other three ingredients, which is the Everclear or the alcohol, whether it's the ethanol alcohol at 90+% or the isopropyl, I think that's how you say it, alcohol at plus 70%. And then the hydrogen peroxide in the water. All right, those are the primary three ingredients for that. Any questions, just hit me up in the messages. Again, make sure you watch this video. Make sure you share this video. Thoughtfully comment and subscribe to the channel. I hope this helps y'all. As I'm going to continue to work on this recipe. Looking at trying to get a hold of some glycerol. As money works itself a little bit better out. And then I'll probably be coming back doing a different recipe on this. But this is basically it's an immediate fix. Alright, and all of these ingredients you can pretty much get out there right now. Again, the hydrogen peroxide is optional and the honey is optional. If you got the alcohol and you got the distilled water, you're pretty much good to go. Alright, the bleach, I think, what was the bleach recipe? 5 tablespoons for a gallon, right? And 4 tablespoons for a quart. So it's 5 tablespoons of bleach to 1 gallon of water, or 4 tablespoons of bleach to 1 quart of water. All right, that ain't right. Or is it 4 quarts of water? No, 4 quarts is a gallon. Yeah, that sounds crazy. But anyway, that was the recipe: 5 tablespoons of bleach to 1 gallon of water, 4 tablespoons to 1 quart of water. All right. So if y'all got any questions, comment below. That's it for now. Peace.